Hello and welcome to the show. Now, the Koenigsegg Regera is a really rather stupendously fast car. I took one of these up to 270 miles an hour down a single carriageway road. Lots and lots of speed in this car. However, for today's challenge, while it does involve, hopefully, plenty of speed, is not going to be particularly well suited to the hypercar here, because I'm going to be finding out just how quick you can drive down a river. You see, there are quite a few of these dotted around the Horizon 3 map, and they are relatively shallow enough for vehicles to drive through them. Plenty of tracks sort of cross over them, but if I take a car down it, just what sort of speeds can we achieve? The Regera, well, I'm going to use it as a benchmark here. I'm not expecting too much. If we can get more than 60, I think we would be probably doing quite well inside this river. Remember, we've got 1,500 horsepower in the Regera, but it is, of course, incredibly... Wow, okay, 30 miles an hour? Come on, can we break the speed limits inside the river with the hypercar? Apparently not. I can't put any of the... Whoa, okay, I think we briefly got to 30. I'm not sure what camera view is going to be best because there's just going to be spray everywhere. Regardless, I say spray everywhere, we're not really going very fast anymore. Come on, Regera. Okay, this is even a bit more pathetic than I was expecting. There we go, we're up to 38 miles an hour as we are bouncing our way. Now we're not really having to... I say we don't have to worry about steering too much. We are constantly having to steer to try and keep it in a straight line. Well, that's a bush. We've eaten a bush. But, I think that 38, oh, it just doesn't go. If I go full throttle, we are just going to spin the wheels. It's not working. I'm trying to find a point at which we are still putting some power down. Of course, reason why this car is struggling so much, of course, we are rear-wheel drive, which doesn't help, but we are also so incredibly low, which means the friction of this car trying to push through the water, in fact, most of the front bumper is now under the water, yeah, is not really helping. So the Regera, as expected, in fact worse than I was sort of expecting speed-wise. We're talking about 38 miles an hour. 38 miles an hour from the Regera. Hopefully we can do more impressive than that. Now, our next vehicle to tackle this river is, of course, a lot more suited. The Warthog from Halo. Very much an all-terrain vehicle. Unfortunately, it doesn't have four-wheel steer. I'm kind of disappointed by that, in all honesty, on Horizon. However, you can see we've got a lot better ground clearance in this. We don't quite have the 1,500 horsepower. We do still have 800, though, in here. Already, we are past the speed set by the Regera. In fact, we're up to 83 miles an hour. We actually had to brake for that corner wall. There's some rocks to be slaloming or trying to slalom our way through in this. Yeah, it doesn't feel that much slower accelerating in here than it does. It's kind of got a bit stuck now at the 80. Ooh, we're going to fall out of the river. That's also quite close. We're only just small enough to just low enough to get underneath that bridge. We are now into the main sort of river area here. This is where you do the showcase race against the boat, or kind of alongside this river. We are up to about 89 miles an hour, but it's really struggling to do much more than that. 90 miles an hour now. We're not going to crack the 100, I don't think. The Warthog doesn't have a particularly high top speed. I think it's around 116, 120-ish miles an hour. Oh, 91, 92. Okay, maybe this bit here is good for speed running. Come on, Warthog. Come on, Warthog, you've got 94 miles an hour now, which is gradually creeping. We are going to end up, I think, hitting the end of the river. There's a very, very low bridge that goes into the city that we're not going to be able to pass, I don't think, in anything. We've lost all of our speed, having to go around a couple of corners. Well, we've got 95. That is much, so we're very much breaking the speed limit on a river, which is good going. Again, better than the Regera. That's really, really close. I think this might be, yeah, as far as we can go up here. We are not going to be fitting underneath that. No, we can fit under the initial part, but not the second part. 95 miles an hour for the Warthog. Yeah, I think that's pretty good go. Again, considering you can't modify this car in any way, I think that is not bad, although having such huge amounts of ground clearance, I mean the main body of the car is out of the water here, is very, very helpful indeed. Okay, next vehicle. See if we can go any faster. Now, continuing with the theme of nice and high ride heights, I've gone for the Alumi craft. It is considerably lighter than the Warthog, but far less powerful. It's got the turbo rally engine, maxed out turbo rally engine, but we're still under 500 horsepower. We are also rear-wheel drive in this one, so traction on the kind of riverbed might potentially be an issue. I'm not really sure, and that's kind of the point of this investigating to see what is going to happen. Traction doesn't seem to be a problem. Traction does not seem to be a problem whatsoever. I think actually this is the best visibility is going to be in first, but despite the fact that this should theoretically be the worst, seeing as we've got no windscreen whatsoever, I definitely think the best visibility is from the cockpit here. In this one, we're actually having to really worry about slowing down for these corners. Carefully does it. That's not carefully does it. We're out of the river. That's definitely not. Not that I'd be going fast enough at that point for that to count for the speed run anyway. Okay, well we were up towards the 90-mile-an-hour mark. Oh, we are struggling a little bit. There's a rock. I only saw it at the very last second. Of course, turbo rally engine, crazy turbos on this. You've got to keep the revs, or you want to be changing up a gear before you get to 6,000 RPM. Otherwise, you are losing out on power. This does feel quick if I can actually keep it together. There we go. That's more like it. 97, 98. Come on, 100 miles an hour. Come on, there we go. 101 miles an hour from the Alumi craft. We have broken the 100-mile-an-hour mark. Or 105, in fact, going on from this. And we might even be out of gears. Let's just have a look if we can adjust the... I was not expecting to run out of gears from any of these vehicles, I will be honest. I suspect it isn't actually run out of gears. What I suspect it is that it's kind of spinning its wheels on the dirt or on the riverbed. It's probably not helping matters. I will, though, try extending these, because if we're up this part of the rev range, probably not helping, although I'm not going to make this turn because I wasn't paying attention. Well, we're going to get a little bit more acceleration. I was not expecting these corners to be quite as difficult, I'll be honest. But we are learning things. We are learning things indeed. Right, 5th gear here. We'll stick it up into 6th almost straight away. Now we can really go for it in this buggy. It's actually working quite well. What is going to be the... I think the 100... Oh, God, game had a little freeze there. 104, 105 miles an hour. 106, we're going to end out of road. 108 miles an hour from the Alumi craft. That's good going, actually. We're going to hit 108, unfortunately. That is going to be its speed. Surprisingly well suited, this one. I was not expecting... I thought we were going to have a lot more issues with this. The turbo rally engine, with some nice long gears, actually works pretty damn well down the riverbed. Oh, we will, seeing as I did have a little bit of a crash, we'll see if we can get more than 108. I suspect, yeah, we're going to run out of... we're going to have to then turn and... Yeah, 108 I think is relatively fair for this, and improvement on the Warthog. So half the power of the Warthog, or roughly half the power, but half the weight. Even being rear-wheel drive did not hold the Alumi craft back. Fortunately, the ride height, nice and high, keeps the main body of the vehicle out of the water. So, there we go. We have a new benchmark for our next vehicle to try and beat. Now, continuing with our racing vehicle theme, we go to, well, kind of the opposite end of the spectrum in some ways, with the Baldwin Trophy Truck, 800 horsepower in this vehicle. However, it is about 3 times the weight of the buggy. It is also still rear-wheel drive, though, so the buggy didn't have any traction issues, so I'm kind of expecting that this one here perhaps won't. We are up to 80 miles an hour quite nicely before the first corner. Certainly the water spraying up in the front does not always make it so easy to see where the bloody hell you are going here, but if you drive from the third-person view, you just kind of get the rain effect on the whole of the screen, so I'm kind of opting for, certainly for these vehicles, it is... Oh, God, that's close. Okay, that's, I think, even closer than in the Warthog. Something's going to get stuck under there. I kind of have no doubt something will get wedged. I'm not sure we're going to be able to beat that buggy. Ooh, Well, with it's a proper FailRace video now. I've managed to roll a trophy truck while racing through a river. I would say I'm lost for words, but it just doesn't surprise me. And I suspect most of you watching this won't surprise you either. We went across that rock absolutely fine with the buggy, but no, in the trophy truck we have some issues. So I'm going to actually be really careful of that part. It has slightly ruined our run down here, although we will pick up speed again before we come to the end of this river. We are going to crack the 100-mile-an-hour mark with this. In fact, we're at 105, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 110 even. 111, although we're starting to have some weird, I don't know what on earth was going on there, weird sort of janky movements from the trophy truck. I tried to carry the speed through that corner, it was never going to work. Yeah, these turns we've got to worry about a little bit more, and I think we're going to run out of river. Again, there's weird things talking about in this, but it's just a weird challenge in general. I think we are going to run out of river before we can get it back up to any more speed. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, there we go. Exactly the same place. So yeah, 111 miles an hour. We got it before we made one of the tighter corners, and then again, as we care, I don't care about a bucket list event. I'm driving cars down a river, goddammit, Satnav. I know you're not going to be happy with me driving cars down a river, but there we go. 111 miles an hour, a new leader again, this time in the trophy truck. I think that's a pretty good showing, actually, from the rear-wheel drive monster. Again, though, you can see we've just got the ground clearance to keep it out of the... kind of the bit of the bodywork is in the river, but it's not too bad. We haven't got to, like, push the whole of the front through the river, which is certainly helping. Right, on to the next vehicle. Well, the racing vehicles are faring pretty nicely, so why not have a go with the Dakar Mini? This one with a 1,000 horsepower V8. Sounds incredible. I like this engine. Yeah, 1,000 horsepower V8 in this one. It is a bit smaller, a bit lighter than the trophy truck. I'm hoping, though, of course, being a Dakar vehicle, we should still potentially have the ground clearance to make it down here. We're going to get 103 miles an hour before this first corner. Oh, carefully does it between the rock. We're going to bounce off that one. Okay, a little bit bounced off that one. Yeah, I think even with the splashes coming up from the front, it is better inside this view. This feels a lot quicker than the other vehicles I've driven so far. I don't know whether it's going to get to a higher top speed. It certainly feels like it gets to 100 miles an hour really quickly. That's a tree. A little bit... it's a little bit more responsive in some ways, perhaps even a little bit more twitchy even driving in this river. It is all-wheel drive coming down here. We're up to 111 miles an hour. That's the rock that rolled us. I didn't even see the rock this time to avoid it. Roll the trophy truck. We bounced over it in the Mini. We've already hit 111. I feel like we've got plenty more speed to come out of this if we can get a nice run down some part of this. We go 110 once more. At 111 we start having issues. We're having like buffeting issues. Oh, that's a jump across some terrain. Yeah, it's like, oh, 100, is 111 the limit? Have we maybe hit the limit of what cars can do inside a river? I hope not. That does feel like it's very much jerking around as we're... Oh, no, we're going to roll the Mini as well. Yes. Whoops. Well, I'm just going to back it up here because I would quite like to see if we can get more than 111. I don't know whether it is just that particular part of the river or something is bumpy and that's causing issues for this. We'll go again down here. It's not going to be a very long sprint, so Mini, I hope you can get up to speed quite nice and fast. 111... Yeah, it does seem like 111 is about the limit. We've hit that, and now we've stopped accelerating. We've managed to hit into the wall. I actually went to the third person to try and see what the vehicle was doing as it was hitting that limit. Okay. Little disappointing, perhaps, so far. We will have to see, though, if anything else I have lying around can break through that speed limit. So, my next thought with this is torque. We've got the Hummer H1 kept. The standard diesel engine means that we get almost 1,500 torque out of this, 800 horsepower. All of these vehicles, most of them come with fairly rally spec tyres already. All of them have been, though, fitted with rally tyres and so on to kind of give us traction on the riverbed floor. So we should be good to put down all of this torque in the Hummer. It has not quite got the power of some of the other vehicles, but I'm hoping that, yeah, the torque will do the car nicely through here. We'll see if when we do hit that 111 miles an hour, whether this can keep accelerating. I mean, 111 miles an hour for a Hummer would be pretty damn good going to begin with, let alone doing it in a river. Certainly not quite as rapid as the Mini getting down here. We're going to end up in some trees if we're not careful. There we go. We're fine. Hit a bump. Now, where was this rock that nearly rolled me? Well, rolled me once, nearly rolled me for a second. There it is. That's where it sticks out into the river. Okay, the Hummer, not quite as good. Going for all of the torque is not... ooh. Okay, no, we're fine. We're fine. A little bit scary going around these corners at speed, especially in a Hummer. Scary going around any corners at speed with a Hummer, but let alone when you're in a river and not really sure how much grip you're going to have. Let's try it 6th gear. Can we get some... we probably are going to be able to pass 100. Maybe with a longer river we could get more and keep going. It's up to 105, but we are going to have to brake and slow down for this corner. Can we carry good speed around the turn? We're going to run wide. Oh no, we're going to roll the Hummer if we're not careful. Nah, I don't think it can do it. It will probably get up to 111 miles an hour and perhaps even surpass it, but it just takes too long. It takes far too long down here to be getting up to the speeds. And stop. Well, thank you, bridge. Thank you indeed. I mean, yeah, technically, it's one of the very few invisible walls actually that I've found in this game. This bridge. However, the Hummer, it got past 100. However, even with all of that torque, it is just not quite enough to gain its speed quick enough, really, down here. So, yeah, Hummer out of contention. So, while I was looking through my garage, almost forgot about this Shelby Raptor, 1,000 horsepower V8, 1,000 torque going on in. There's a different engine. This is the 5, it starts off as a 5.8 litre V8 DSC, I believe. I might have got the first part wrong, but it's an engine, it's a V8 that not often goes into many vehicles. So again, figured I'd try using a different engine, see if this made any difference in the quest for speed. I mean, it's certainly rapid. That's up to 105 miles an hour before we've left this little tributary river. Oh god, that corner. We are very, very tall in this. We are very tall indeed. I think this might actually be taller than the Hummer, especially with the big... Has it got the big box on top of it? Yeah. That's quite a height for getting under some of these bridges, although it made it through okay so far. 104 miles an hour. It's a very... Oh, Christ. I forgot about the pillar in the middle. I was about to say it's a very, very odd... kind of very odd driving style with these. The way they're kind of sliding through the corners in a very slow-mo way. Very peculiar and easy to get slightly caught out while you're trying to gain speed. Right, can we break the mythical 111 mile an hour mark with this? There's 111. No, we can't do it. It just janks the car backwards, and if we're going to beat it, we're going to need a lot more. A lot more, I think, in the way... Oh, okay, that's an interesting way to tumble over vehicle. Well, we rolled 3 of them now. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty quick, actually. It's a pretty quick vehicle down this river. I think it rivals the Mini in terms of getting up to speed. The Mini perhaps a little bit more controllable. There are some river donuts. But even with this different engine, it's not going to work. We need something more extreme. Thankfully, I have just such a thing. You see, this is the Rally Fighter again, an off-road racing vehicle. However, it has got the infamously powerful V12, 1,500 horsepower in this vehicle. However, it is rear-wheel drive, although, as you can see, ground clearance is aplenty, and we haven't been having massive problems with the rear-wheel drive vehicles in terms of traction, because it's not going to be as good as the all-wheel drive cars, and certainly, yeah, we can't quite get the power down to begin that run as nicely. Ooh, okay, we are going to have to be more careful on the throttle with this. I think I might just leave it in a high gear for this run. The wheel spin is just not going to help us in terms of gaining speed. I can't see a thing where we're going. The water splashes are just so great as we're trying to plough our way through this river at 100 miles an hour plus that yeah, visibility, in fact visibility is I think about the worst we've seen. I might have to try from this viewpoint. Oh, the Rally Fighter is having issues here. The Rally Fighter is having real issues in getting up even to 100 mile an hour. It's very, very noisy and very fast accelerating to a point, but we are lacking grip in this one. Okay, I think perhaps the buggy fared okay because it only had, and I say only had, just a smidge under 500 horsepower. This, with as much power as it does, is seriously struggling. In fact, this is struggling to go quicker than, well, the very first vehicles that ran down here, the likes of the Warthog and so on. Oh, come on, Rally Fighter. No, I don't think it's going to do it. We've got a little bit more of an opportunity after this corner. We can get around this corner no problem because we're going so bloody slowly in comparison to other vehicles. There we go. Now we've just got this last ditch straight for the Rally Fighter. It's not really going very well down here. We're up to 92 miles an hour. I mean, we're breaking the speed limit. A policeman would probably want to talk to us if he saw this, but we're not going to crack 100 miles an hour. That's actually really not very good to drive down there at all. Okay. Not quite what I expected, actually, from the Rally Fighter. But yeah, it just can't deploy its power whatsoever. We are still got the ride height to keep the front bumper above the river, so it's not that we're running into issues with. I mean, it's perhaps a little bit lower than some that have gone, but yeah, that's not the issue. I think we just can't put the power down, and there certainly is an immense amount of it. So first of the extreme ideas did not quite work out. Thankfully, I do have one last vehicle to take down here. The Lamborghini LM002, also fitted with the mighty V12. So again, 1,500 horsepower going on in this. This one is all-wheel drive, got lovely big tyres, should have no problem putting all of the power down, and indeed it does not, as it absolutely launches its way down towards, that's about 105 miles an hour before we even get to the first corner here. So we're definitely going to have the acceleration to get to that 111 mile an hour mark with pretty, well, with ease, really. It's whether this is going to be able to go fast enough to beat whatever it is that is kind of pulling the cars back. I don't know whether I can accelerate quick enough to beat the game, essentially. And I'm doubting that this might work, but I'm going to give it a damn good shot anyway. The sun is starting to set. Ah, no, it does the same thing. That is disappointing. That is disappointing indeed. It's not going quick enough at all here. I say it's going bloody fast. However, we can't. Yeah, we just hit that, and then that's it. The game is had enough of our shenanigans, really. We got 112 by slightly cheating and going on the dirt. Bugger. That's a little bit of a disappointment, actually. I was kind of hoping to see some really silly high speeds. I mean, of course, you could run along a tarmac road and then jump the car into the river, and yes, technically you will be going above that speed. But as far as acceleration goes from within the river, it's a shame for the Lamborghini, because I feel like this could probably be doing. No, go away, Anna. Oh crap. Well, that's one way to finish. I feel like the Lamborghini could do maybe 130, 150 possibly. The game reckons it'll do 220 on tarmac. Quite how much in a river, I don't know. But yeah, unfortunately, the game will stop the vehicles from going any faster than 111 miles an hour. I tried my very best. I've gone for the most extreme of vehicles I could possibly imagine for going down here. And even this, I mean, it'll bounce at the 111 mile an hour limit, no problem. It's perfectly comfortable to do so. But we can't go any faster than that. So, yeah, there we go. Still, if you want to be racing down a river, the Lamborghini is probably your best bet. The most controllable of the lot of them, the quickest at accelerating, and so on. But, yeah, 111 is going to be the limit as to what you can get the vehicles to do. However, that is going to be it from me. We're going to have some celebratory donuts in the river. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, Goodbye.